Hello, hello, hello. Today is the 21st of June, 2024. It's been a couple of weeks since we last heard from our friend Norm Winski. That's a couple of weeks too long. Norm, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Jeff. I was last on your show, I believe, on June the 4th. That was a Tuesday, ahead of several Astro points. And the morning of the 5th, here's the 4 points there if you follow along on the notes. The morning of the 5th, we had Venus 0 north latitude. That's an important point when the planets get to 0 latitude. And our Venus markets are cattle, copper, cotton, sugar, and wheat. I'm reviewing if you didn't notice. And by the way, all stocks potentially respond to all these events. And then the night of the 5th, we had a new moon in the sign of Gemini. Anytime we have a new moon, full moon, look at financials, grains, precious metals, oil, and oil. And then the morning of the 6th, we had Helio. That's from the point of view of the sun. Jupiter entering Gemini. Jupiter changes signs about once a year, on average about every 11 and a half months. And here it's doing it heliocentrically from the point of view of the sun. And we were interested on that: copper, oil, soybean, sugar, and wheat. And then we had the night of the 7th. That was a weekend. Over the weekend of the 7th, we had Mercury 0 north latitude. Anytime you have Mercury, you want to look at the grains: corn, soybeans, wheat. Okay, here's our first chart. Here's corn. Here's the full moon. I'm sorry, new moon. Here's the new moon on the night of the 5th, early morning of the 6th. And there we go. You're really near very close to the low there. If you bought there, you would be very happy. Then it pulled back into our second point there, which was, I think, a Mercury point. Yep, the Mercury point. And we're kind of in the middle of the range there, not up, not down. So just take a pass. That's a yellow box. Is a pass. Here's soybeans. Soybeans kind of doing a bottoming action here. Down, down, down. It made the low right there on our overlapping moon, and I think it was, oh yeah, Jupiter in the Gemini point there. So you had 2 points there. And you can see you made it a pretty nice short-term low there, and popped up. If you're not familiar with soybeans, that's let's see, 12.05 from it's about 30 cents there, and that's about $1,500 in soybeans. And then it came back down for a point over here, and that was good for about 15 cents, or about $750 a contract. Wheat, not so friendly. We had 3 points. All three of those, the market just kept going down. On this one, it did bounce, but if you got in on the opening, that's our usual methodology for over the after the close, you had a hard time making any money, so I had to count that as a miss. Here, candles just chopping sideways, so we do nothing there. Cotton had a nice decline, and we were just past that low there, and so we count that as a low, and you had a nice short-term low there and a rally, so that was good for, looks like about two handles there, or about $1,000. And every penny is $500. Sugar, we were day early on this one, but we had a nice one here with just ahead of that high there, and then a big drop. And crude oil, we missed that bottom here by a day, so we had 2 points there, and so two misses. And copper was just about perfect. We caught the low there, and caught that high there, and then a big drop. Copper's a bit of a beast money wise. Every penny is $250, and it's not uncommon for copper to move 10 cents or more in a day. And here we have a move here from 70 down to about 45. Wow, that's 25 cents times 250. So that's a pretty good. Let's see, 10 cents, 20 cents. That's about $6,000. I think. Here's silver. If you're trading the big contract, every penny here is 5 grand. Every dollar from 30 to 31 is 5,000. Or if they have a mini too for 1,000. Anyway, you moved up about from 30 up to about 31 and a half there. So that was pretty good. And here's gold, just ahead of that top there before it dropped. This is all silver and gold, all trading on the moon. If you're not trading on the moon, you're at a big disadvantage, so you might want to contact me. Here we're dropping about 70 down to, that's about $60 on gold. That's, if you're trading the big contract, that's $6,000. Here's your S&P 500, hit 3 out of 4. We were too early on that guy there, but then we caught those and that one. So that might be even be, yeah. So anyway, there we go. There's the S&P. You can go look at the notes and correspond, see how that corresponded. And here's bonds, real simple. Top right there on the moon. Had wait a little bit against you the next day, and then a big down. Every handle here is $1,000. 119 down to about 117. That's $2,000. And U.S. dollar been a short-term high there on the dollar. Euro obviously is a mirror image of the dollar usually, so it made a short-term low there. And here's your yen, made a short-term low there. So we add up the winners and the losers, green arrows and red arrows. We have 17 winners, 7 misses out of 24 for 70.83%. I'm going to review something I've been following here for the last couple months. I talked about back in May that key level on the based on the 2022 mini bear market when we dropped 1,327 handles on the S&P. You take that range, and then if you break out of that range, you do the Fibonacci extensions, and the first big extension was 1.3819. That projected to 53.25. I showed on the chart how that was an important level. And this is even more so. You won't find this in any book. This is based on my 50 years of experience. Right here on the full moon, on the opening of that day, which was May 23rd, it popped up for just like 10 minutes. Right there on that high, broke out, and then had a 100 handle drop. I said, well, because it did break out over this high here, that's an invitation. That's sort of a warning that it's going to be coming back. Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back. And it did. And I said, there's a good chance it's telling you it's eventually going to go through there. And it did. And now you can see what has happened. It's gone up, up, up. As of yesterday, we were up almost 200 handles from this level here. And I said that if we got through that level, Mr. Fibonacci is projecting that we could go to 5639 is our next major Fibonacci target. Of course, time is the major factor. You got to know the timing, because time, and Mr. Gann said, time is more important than price. Speaking of time, this is Friday, June 21. Happy Solstice Day, and we're going to have a full moon tonight over the weekend. And so anytime we have a full moon, we want to look at financials, grains, precious metal, and because it's in Capricorn, also coffee. Then we have two big U.S. points this weekend. So the U.S. chart is indicated for stock T bonds U.S. dollar times 2. And then the following weekend, we have Saturn in Pisces turning retrograde. If you follow me any period of time, you know I'm big on when the planets turn direct or retrograde. When the planets change trend, the markets change trend. Now here's a much bigger thing going on here. I can't give you a day, but the astrophysicists are saying that you don't know if you know it or not, but the sun has an average 11-year cycle where its magnetic poles flip. This is the year when that's due to happen. You can go on here and look it up yourself, or if you want to contact me, I'll be happy to send you this link and you can read all about it. By the way, the sun is 99% of the Earth's climate. Earth's climate is determined at least 99% by the sun. So if anybody tells you any different, they don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing this about 50 years or more. Started out in college. I'm 73 now, and I am a former Chicago floor trader. And so to help you with any of these methodologies, answer questions, all for free. Gann, Elliott, Astro, astrology, music cycles, Fibonacci, so forth and so on. And here's how you can get a hold of me. Looking forward to hearing from some of the folks. Jeff, I'm in beautiful Naples, Florida at 239-594-3939, 239-594-3939. Or you can call me on Skype anywhere in the world, and Winski at yahoo.com. That's Nwinski at yahoo.com. And or you can email me at the same address there, nwinski at yahoo.com. Looking for everybody have a great weekend. Looking forward to helping some of the folks, and everybody have a great week ahead.
Norm, great as always. Thanks ever so much, and we'll see you back in a couple of weeks.
Thank you very much.